Hi, welcome to our channel. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Hugo.
And we are Sell Quick, Ship Quick.
And today we are talking about Vendoo.
Vendoo is our #1 reselling tool, and we have been using it since 2019.
Yeah, and we're happy to say that Vendoo partnered up with us to be able to talk about them on this video. And Vendoo has become key to our business because it kind of is the one tool we touch every day.
Yeah, so Vendoo for us would probably be similar to having a virtual assistant, kind of, because it has definitely cut down the amount of steps that we take in relisting, delisting, listing in general. And it's just really made all our processes that much faster.
Yeah, which is why we actually went along and went from our usual or our previous methods. If you've been following us, you would see that we've done things in the past manually. We would manually cross-list, we would manually delist, and manually relist. And in order to get that faster, it would be basically hiring a virtual assistant to help us, but that's what Vendoo became.
Yeah, so with one click of a button, everything would delist in one shot, and versus before, we'd have to go into every single platform, manually delist it when an item sold, and we would miss sometimes some of the items. And now when we click mark as sold on Vendoo, it will automatically delist from all the other platforms without us having to visit those platforms individually.
Vendoo became key because of a couple of features it has. And one of them is its ability to search up items in its database based off of keywords, like keywords that would be in the title, but also looking up through the custom SKU number.
So we have a video on how we do our custom SKU number if you're curious to check that out. But every single one of our items has an individual SKU number that does not get reused. So if we look up our SKU number, it will show us the exact item that might have sold, or if it's inactive or active, which is really helpful for us for our bookkeeping. And so when we are searching for an item on Vendoo, instead of just typing in Eileen Fisher for something that sold, we put the exact SKU number A1-5, and it will give us the exact item, which is really helpful because we might have a ton of Eileen Fishers in our inventory.
Yeah, and also we use it in combination with our bookkeeping because Tiffany has a great spreadsheet that works very well for us. But Vendoo actually has its own inventory system that you can use, in which it's going to keep record of everything you put in it. It'll keep record of where things sold, and it even automatically does the fees for the different platforms. So if you wanted to, you could actually use Vendoo as your full inventory system. That will keep records of sales, expenses, and even shipping expenses are on there.
And then another thing that I really like about having our inventory in Vendoo is it will give you the date that you listed it on each of the platforms, and you can filter your listings by oldest listing, which tells you what you need to relist first. And it does have the little timer thing, or what is it?
Looks like a little stopwatch.
Yeah, so then you know that that's the one that you should probably relist sooner than later, which I think is great because you know exactly what inventory is stale. So you can either relist it or drop prices or whatever it is that you want to do to help get rid of that stale inventory faster.
Yeah, and like we've mentioned, relisting is just a key way to keep old items fresh. And in one shot now, from one location, you can do it on all the different platforms. So here we have Vendoo. Vendoo, as you can see, looks very similar to some of the other marketplaces, the way they call it here, but selling platforms. Now this first section here, we're looking at the inventory section, and you can see these are our drafts. Like Tiffany mentions, she enjoys that we can create drafts, and these are drafts that she creates right from the spreadsheets that she has from when she does inventory processing. In other words, bringing in new items. And then automatically when we take pictures, she puts them on and we're set. The thing that we love, like we said, is that use of the SKU number. So for example, I wanted to show we sold this item on eBay. We have our item here. Here's our SKU number, hotkeys here, do copy, come over here, and then I go through and I paste. So now, as you can see, there's no item anywhere because we have a unique number for each item. So we don't have to worry about looking around for which Zara piece it is. In this case, the item SKU number automatically got us to the item we need. So here we go, we got it here. Open it up and you guys can see the Vendoo form. And here's all the information you put while listing. There are great videos out there that will show you step by step on listing on Vendoo. But we wanted to make sure to show you how we incorporate it. So again, here's the SKU number. So while listing, Tiffany puts in the SKU number in the Vendoo section right there. And that is what basically allows us to search the item through their database just based off that number. So as we saw, it sold on eBay. Looking through, sold for $15.88 plus shipping. Come on through here and I go to the eBay section. Has all the details there. Now right from here I get to click mark as sold and I just go through and there you go. And automatically you saw it went through and delisted from the different platforms it was cross-listed onto. Now from here, what's also great is if for some reason you need to go to eBay's listing of this item, Vendoo has this section here where you can see the linked marketplace right here. So from here, without leaving Vendoo, I just click here and opens up a tab directly to the item. Receive payment because this one's sold. But say, because what happens sometimes, and if you've been cross-listing, whether manually or with other services like Vendoo, sometimes when you have an offer out on Poshmark, you cannot delete. So you got to go in, and whether you knew it or not, you go in and you change the size, save it in the edit so that you can still delist the item. So in this case, we didn't have that problem. But if I did have a problem, a little notification would pop up and tell me, hey, we can't delist off of Poshmark because there's an offer out. So then what you do is you go through, find Poshmark on the tabs for marketplaces. Then I go through, view the listing. In this case, it does not exist because it already got deleted. But if it was there, I'd be able to get onto the listing and automatically go through and edit, change the size, so then I can delete it. Again, just a great way where Vendoo puts everything in one place. So delisting, just as you saw, it was a click of a button and I was done. Here we have another item. I wanted to do one more just so you could see it from a different platform. So here on Poshmark, we sold this item, a Buck Mason shirt. Here we go. I like to open up in different tabs so I don't leave my sales page. So again, our SKU number pops up here, populate it, copy paste. We're gonna head over to Vendoo and there you go. Here it is, the Buck Mason listing through Vendoo. The linked marketplaces are set there and how much did that sell for? 18. So I'm just gonna go to the Poshmark tab, click, mark as sold, 18. And if you notice, it actually creates like the fees already. So if you use Vendoo for your inventory system, it will actually help keep track of your expenses per fees as well. It's down the line, if you have a hard time doing bookkeeping, this kind of does that for you already. So you get to print out some pretty awesome charts at the end. Click sold and there you go, delisted. Okay, let's talk about relisting and delisting. Well, delisting you saw when you sold. Delisting, same thing. I could go through and just delist off an item. But if I want to relist an item, again, before we'd go through and in certain platforms like Poshmark, I'd have to use the copy feature, run through there, listing format, list, and then go in and delete the first listing. Same with Mercari, and then on eBay, I'd probably be doing sell similar. Again, those are still options if you're going to manually do it, but as you saw just right there, I'd have to go to 3 different places to get that done. Here, you can see these are our newer ones, but I get to come in here and date created, oldest, and here are some of our old listings. So for example, I have this right here, new Top Shop. It was from 2021 that it was listed. So I'm just gonna go in and delist it. Everything looks good, but instead of having to go to the different sites, all I gotta do is come up here to the Vendoo section, delist, yes, delist all. And I just delisted it from everything in one shot. So even if it hasn't sold, you could still delist in one shot without having to select sold. Now on a relist, I'm just gonna come on in here, go to the eBay section. All our information is already set from the previous listing, and relist. Go to Poshmark, everything looks good. You know what? I wanna increase this because here, copy, paste. Since this was an old listing, this was before Poshmark had increased their characters in their title. Now I come in here and I can increase the characters in the title, helping my searchability. For the sake of the video, I'm just going through and quickly relisting, but normally what I would do is go through and check each section and maybe look up a couple comps to make sure that it's still a competitive price. Maybe drop the price, raise the price in some cases. But all in all, go through, everything looks good, and relist. Notice there's a little section here for notes, and in our case, that's where we keep quantities. So we have multiple quantities of something, we'll go through and select we'll type in that we have 3 of that quantity. And when an item sells, we'll go through, make a copy of that listing, and then change it from 3 to 2. Go through here, and then again, off to Mercari, everything looks good. Mercari, same thing. They increased from 40 to 80 characters in their title. So as I come in, I can just copy paste, fix that title, go through, everything looks good, and relist. And same goes with the other platforms. So relisting has become a lot easier. Even finding which items to relist has been made a lot easier too. So as you saw, Vendoo is a great way, and it's actually very what do you call it, visually appealing, like when you're looking at
aesthetic.
The aesthetic. And that actually matters to us, because when you're staring at something for a long time,
yeah,
you want it to make sense, at least in your visual frame.
So besides it like looking nice to the eye, because it looks the way that it looks, it's very easy to work. And we did try other tools, other cross-listing services. And one of the things that made us choose Vendoo was because it was easy to use, it was easy to look at, and we look at Vendoo a lot. And I really like using, on Vendoo, you can create your own draft through Vendoo. So it's really good for us because we do like to batch work, which means we might take photos for 2 hours and then go list for 2 hours. And what that means is I'm dropping photos into my computer and creating drafts with that without listing them and making them go live right away. But Vendoo has that drafting section. And so I create my drafts in there, create my SKUs, get the inventory out of our house, and then I list throughout the week. But my drafts are saved in there.
Yeah, and also again, because if you upload your pictures are saved on Vendoo, which are very helpful, especially if you're a reseller and you use your phone. You've come across this a lot. Your phone gets full.
Yeah, I get a lot of messages about your storage capacity is almost full. So now once we take pictures, I do use Photo Room to clean them up right away, and then I'll airdrop to my computer, immediately pull them onto Vendoo, and then the pictures get deleted off my phone, off my computer. I free up my storage space, and Vendoo's library of drafts has all the pictures that I need, and I don't have to worry about getting messages from my phone telling me that I need to clear up my storage.
Yeah. And also, as you guys saw, it has multiple marketplaces, one of them being Facebook. And Facebook's actually a growing market that you can sell things that are locally and that you can also ship on. Now, great thing you can do is you could also use it for eBay, which also has local pickup. So if you wanted to cross-list some items that you aren't willing to ship, but you'd like to cross-list and put them up for local pickup, you could still use Vendoo. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you're interested in trying it out, we have a link below where you can try it out. And again, if your business is small or large, you know, it all depends on your items. There's still a way that Vendoo can help you. Even we always suggest if you get organized early, it's going to help your business in the long run.
Then you can choose the rate that you want to pay, depending on how many items you might have. And honestly, you know, we're as resellers, you're gonna try and save money where you can, but you should really utilize the tools and pay up for the things that are going to help your business grow. And that's where we found the cost of Vendoo to be necessary for us. And we did find we were making more sales, which is great because that covers the cost of an additional thing.
Yeah.
Which isn't
in most
that much.
cases, yeah, in most cases, 1 or 2 sales covers our whole bill.
Yeah.
So again, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. And again, we appreciate Vendoo. It's a great service, and also their customer service is pretty great. They're always on there whenever you have any questions, and they're quick to respond. So once again, thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.